And after the unsportsmanlike penalty was assessed on the kickoff, it was a short kick, a good return that will give Moody the ball at about the 38-yard line. Emotions are running a little high right now, and it'll be Leeds that'll be taking over on offense.
Well, you know, the penalty hurts them. They get the ball on the 40-yard line now. Leeds has got great field position. Can promise you Jerry Hood's going to run that football right at this three-man front as long as he can. So he didn't get a first down the first time. See what happens this time.
Changing their formation.
They're just going from weak to strong is all they're doing, flipping that.
Ford goes back in motion. Now Nelson's going to keep it, puts his shoulder down, and gets about 4 yards on the carry.
That's a really good run. When he flipped it like that, James, what he ends up doing is that defense shifts, and they move the linebacker over to this side, and then your quarterback, Johnson, just takes it back to that weak side. Good call right there by their offensive coordinator, Jake. Who was that? That's Eric. Nope. Okay.
Second down now and about 6 yards to go for the first. Make it 5.
Well, see, they just keep moving like that, and that's switching up assignments for the linebackers.
Nelson keeping it again, and now he looks like he has enough for the first down and maybe a yard more. And that's a Shops of Grand River first down into Moody territory. And for Connor Nelson, this is nothing new. He's the leading rusher on the team.
Well, there's no doubt. They're running over there behind Colin Cooper and Miles Bolin on that right side. And they feel like they found something till they make an adjustment. That's where they're going to continue to go.
Now ball out to the 47-yard line of Moody. The Greenwave on their drive. First series, they were unable to get anything going, had to punt. Movement on that front, and looks like it may be the Leeds offensive lineman, Wilson Beasley, who may be the one that gets called for the infraction.
Yeah, they're going to move them back 5 yards, and that's a big help. Now you got 1st and 15, and, you know, as an OC, as a play caller, you want to get those 5 yards back, hopefully get 2 or 3 more back to make it second and under 7.
So now they still stay in Moody territory. Nope, it moves them back 5, so now they're back in their own territory right at the 48-yard line of Leeds. Ford goes in motion, and now they're going to send the other Ford back in the other motion. Nelson going to keep it. Wow, good stutter step there, and he goes back into Moody territory, gets those negative yards back.
Yeah, and he had a great block over here. Grayson Ford did a great job blocking that outside linebacker, and that gave him some room to get in that gap there. So good run again by Connor Nelson, but he had a great block by Grayson Ford.
Noah Hicks and company, a talented defensive backfield.
Well, you talking about talented. We'll talk about that a little later on.
Now 2nd down and 10. Screen pass out to Grayson Ford, and Grayson is a load to bring down. They just move him out of bounds, and that was Caleb Goff able to push him out.
That's a good screen. They set that screen up real quick. You see how they set it up. They kind of let penetration come through, and when the penetration came through, Grayson Ford just slid out into the left flat. Great throw right there. So it's a big 3rd down here.
3rd down and 6. Connor Nelson has never lost to Moody, and he's trying to walk away as a senior, keeping that streak alive. A conversion here will help. Nelson's going to keep it. Once again, as elusive as ever, but this time he's brought down. Marshall Tiafilo right there with the tackle right on the line.
Yeah, Marshall Tiafello is a really good player, and he didn't bite. As you saw, Connor Nelson made that fake inside, then tried to wiggle outside on the right side, and Tiafello was right there to make the play.
Second punt of the night for the Greenwave. Nelson to punt. And this one will take a Greenwave bounce. It's returnable. And he will be brought down inside the 15. Good open field tackle there made by Dorian Hunter.
That's a good tackle by Hunter, because if he got around that corner, he'd have been gone.
Take a break. We come back. We'll see if this high-powered Moody offense can continue their high-powered ways. They're up 7-0. 3:58 left in the opening quarter. Friday night rival. Stay tuned.
Didn't he say he wanted to go to the sideline game?
Alabama 811. Know what's below. Contact 811 before you dig. Call before you dig. First down, deep in their own territory. Flare pass out. And that's Jolly Jaw Rutledge. And he able to get some positive yards, about, you call it 6 or 7? Yeah, they'll call it 6, make it second down and short.
Just a little stop route over here in the right flat. You gotta watch what Josiah Dozier did there. He did a good job pushing his defender back to give a gap to run in right there. So if these wide receivers don't block downfield, they're not very effective with their passing game.
Rutledge goes in motion to the far side. Now keeping it on the ground. Here comes LaCameron Meadows, and Meadows has enough for the first down. This running back tandem is very talented. The junior, 6'1", 200 pounds.
Yeah, you look over on that left side of that left side of that offensive line. You got J.B. Myers and Jackson Huckbay. Brennan King did a great job there to get him to the perimeter, and then you see Meadows. He bows his head and gets down about 7 yards there.
First and 10, keeping it on the ground. Meadows finding some room on the near side, going beyond midfield. He trucks one of the defenders and knocked out of bounds. And LaCameron Meadows is on fire right now.
That play was supposed to go off tackle. Meadows breaks it outside around right end. Breaks containment, comes all the way down here for a big, big first down for Moody.
First and 10 for the Blue Devils at the Leeds 47.
First and 10 now for the Blue Devils as Meadows takes a breather, and his partner, Bravis Cave, already with one touchdown in the backfield. Fake it to Cave. Got some room. They're going to throw it long. Has a wide receiver wide open. Catch is made by Josiah Dozier into the end zone. Big time touchdown for the Blue Devils. A Mr. Sparky touchdown. And just like that, they've got a 13-point lead.
Wow, what a great throw right there by Charlie Johnson. Laid it out in front of Dozier. Dozier ran right to the ball on a go route. It's not any better than that for a coach when you see that throw. A beautiful throw by Charlie Johnson. And Dozier just runs right straight into the football. Wow, what a throw from Charlie Johnson.
47-yard touchdown pass from Johnston. to Dozier. Point after attempt is successful. And a 14-point lead. Coach Gaynor said he needed his team to start fast. I don't know if you can get any faster than this.
No, and I love the throw. He throws it out in front of Dozier. And all you young quarterbacks, see this. Throw the ball out in front of your receiver and let him run to it. And that's exactly what Johnson did. That's two great throws from Johnson to Dozier. They're the difference in this game so far.
Leeds nothing.
Let's go down to Austin Pratt, who has a special guest. Austin.
That's right. I'm here with Thomas Pickard from Win South Credit Union. Thomas, why don't you tell me just a little bit about Win South and specifically and who can be open an account at Win South?
Well, anybody that wants to open an account with us pretty much can. As long as you're living or working in Northeast Alabama or Central Alabama, you're more than welcome to come open an account with us.
And what differentiates Win South from other financial institutions?
So at Win South, we really pride ourselves on consistently looking to offer more convenient services for our members. We know that people are busy, so we really want to meet them where it's convenient for them. Also, we're a non-for-profit, so we're not going to charge a fee for every single thing that we offer.
Yeah, I know that anyone can open an account with Win South, but how about becoming a member with Win South?
Becoming a member with Win South? So anybody who wants to open an account with Win South can go to our website, winsouthcu.com, and they can open an account there in as little as 5 minutes. Really anything from savings to checking, money markets, Christmas clubs, or even certificates of deposit, they can open right there without ever stepping foot inside a branch. However, if they want to step inside a branch, man, we're more than happy to make a personal connection at the Moody location for them. So.
And what kind of services do you guys offer?
So we offer everything from basic savings to cashback free checking, money markets, IRAs, CDs, mortgages, credit cards, loans, pretty much anything to meet all of your needs.
And what about digital services?
So digitally wise, you can go to our app and you can do about 90% of all of your personal banking right there in the palm of your hand. So, you can do anything from basic checking your account balance to transfers, but you can also do things like deposit checks, or you can make a payment for a loan or a credit card. You can even check your credit score, man. So you can also connect any of your other financial institution accounts on the Win South app, so you can go there and you can see all your accounts in one easy, convenient location for you.
Well, that sounds great. Thank you very much, Thomas, for taking the time with us today. And with that, we're just going to go ahead and send it back to our guys in the booth.
Thank you so very much, Austin, and thank you for Win South, one of our proud sponsors, Talon Gator. They're on the carry to help get a first down for the Greenwave as they trail 14-0. Now keeping it on the ground is Z.J. Dale, and he goes nowhere fast. That defense really closed in on him in a hurry.
Well, that's tough when you're trying to run against that four-man front and you try to run that B gap. That linebacker steps right up in there, and you see some big guys. You see Barack Wills and Willis. Those guys step up in that gap. It's hard for a running back to make any gain there.
First quarter starting to wind down, about 2 minutes left. Marshall Telefillo, one of the defensive leaders playing that will linebacker position. They'll move him around a lot of places, but right now, 2nd and 10, they're trying to do whatever it takes to keep this shutout going for the Blue Devils. Keeping it on the ground is Leeds, and just like that, they find a hole and get a first down. Z.J. Dale again on the carry. Another Shops of Grand River first down.
Yeah, you're going to see Dale right here. He's going to hit that hole quick. See how he gets his shoulders square and gets in that. Boy, when that running back gets those shoulders square and he's going north and south, well, I'm telling you, he's making big plays like that. And they're hitting the gaps that are being opened by that offensive line with Beasley and Boslin over on that left side.
And remember, Shops of Grand River, the Shops of Grand River, saving more at Birmingham's only outlet center. Now 1st and 10, ball at the 43-yard line. Quick pass out, and that goes out to Talon Gator, and Gator is shot down. He's brought down immediately, and that was a good open field tackle by D.J. Brooks, one of those talented defensive backs.
Yeah, D.J. Brooks comes up, and I'm telling you, he flies up from his back at his safety spot. He's a strong safety. He comes up, ball's thrown to the flat, and Brooks comes flying up and negates any kind of gain there.
2nd down and 10.
We saw a little Dallas Cowboys shift there. See how they raised up? Used to be that rule, if you didn't do it every time, they wouldn't let you do it just anytime you wanted to.
Going back over to Gator on the reverse. Gator finds some room, but it's quickly wrapped up and brought down. The ball is loose, but they'll say that he was down. Barack Willis and company right there on the tackle, and Willis was not fooled by the reverse.
Well, Barack Willis is a heck of a player, 6'4", 235. As a sophomore, he's already committed to the University of Alabama. He's a big-time player. He made a big-time hit that time on Talon Gator. I can tell you that. We heard it all the way over here where we were.
And that will end the first quarter, and what a quarter it's been here at the Bill. The Blue Devils have their pitchforks out, and they've been poking the wave as they have a 14-0 lead. Can the Green Wave come back? We'll see. Stay tuned. Second quarter coming up. You're watching Drummond Company Friday Night Rivals, presented by Mesrino Law Firm. Stay tuned.
See a redhead on the field, do you? Nobody's telling the officials when we're back up. Well, there you go.
Welcome back to the Bill Morris Stadium here on the campus of Moody High School. And you see the Moody High Blue Devil cheerleaders right there having a good time, because it is the Blue Devils who have a 14-0 lead, but Leeds Greenwave trying to make a comeback, and Jerry Hood is trying to conjure up something to get on the scoreboard.
That's a state championship winning coach over in Jerry Hood. Clay Chalkville state champions, early 2000s.
3rd and 7. Nelson with plenty of time. Now he's getting some pressure, eludes one defender. Now he eludes another one. Great stutter step. He takes a lick, but looks like he has enough for the first down. Great job there by Connor Nelson, and he got hit by Sidney Walton.
I'm going to tell you right now, Connor Nelson did a great job. That was almost all individual effort right there, because the blocks were held to the line of scrimmage. He's trying to throw the football. Connor sees nothing but green grass in front of him. He runs to the grass, or turf, as we see here. And I'm telling you right now, that was an individual effort. He maximized everything he could get to get a first down there.
First down now for the Green Wave, trying to get on the scoreboard. University of Alabama first down. Keeping it on the ground is Z.J. Dale, and Dale once again finds that hole in the middle of the defense and gets enough for another University of Alabama first down.
And he runs that ball right into A gap, right over the left side of the center. And Z.J. Dale just did a tremendous job that time, keeping those shoulders square, getting on the next level, and then trying to get into the secondary. And that was a big, big play there. Moody defensive coordinator Brandon Campbell's got to come up with something to stop that A gap run.
Now they're going to spread out their receivers and their running back. Nelson's going to throw it long and almost had a receiver in and out of the hands intended for Connor Nelson, who splits himself out.
Lawler's pass intended for Connor Nelson, incomplete.
And that was Lawler who threw the pass to him and just hit his hands. Now, that's very rare. You see a quarterback that doesn't catch the ball there.
Yeah, well, and he's a heck of an athlete. He goes out there to catch a pass. Sam Lawler really made a pretty good throw. He threw it to the back left, the sideline shoulder of him. Did a good job with that.
And now Nelson will take a breather, and now it's up to Sam Lawler, who is 5 of 6 for 49 yards so far this season. The junior getting an opportunity to play in this rivalry matchup. Gonna hand it off, and it goes nowhere fast. Once again, the defense in the gold shirts amass a wall to stop Z.J. Dale.
Colin Cooper, that sophomore right tackle for Leeds, got to come out of the game. He lost his helmet that time.
Playing of the game. With 10 yards to go from the 36, it's done.
You see Wilson Beasley, the senior left guard and company, trying to figure out a way to keep this drive alive. 3rd and 10. Connor Nelson back in at quarterback after a down to catch his breath. Dale still in the backfield. Nelson with some time, getting pressure, throws long, has a receiver, catches made, touchdown Greenwave, touchdown Talon Gator, and Mr. Sparky touchdown, and the Wave on the board.
That's a great throw right there, a little post route by Talon Gaither, and Connor Nelson throws a perfect pass and defeats the defender right there. Gaither does a good job coming up with the football. Boy, I like the throw. Love the call by offensive coordinator Jeremiah Millington.
Greenwave say they're not going to go away quietly. Tyler Vanderveer with the point after attempt, but the play is called dead before it gets started.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense.
And it looks like Moody was offsides. So
These kickers don't like to take those penalties.
no.
They decline it. That's exactly right. So Vanderveer will try to make the PAT to make it a 14-7 game.
And it is good. And now we've got a ball game after being shut out the entire first quarter. Leeds comes out in the second quarter, and they do what is uncharacteristic. They throw it long, but they throw it well, and they find Gator in the end zone for a score. 14-7 is your score. Let's see if Moody can add on to their 7-point lead. Stay tuned. ACT Equipment is premier dealer for parts, service, and sales of new and used equipment, locally owned and operated. We serve Central Alabama. We provide free pickup and delivery for all equipment sales and services within the 30 miles of our Aniana facility. Act now. Call 205-379-8292 or visit actequipment.net for more details.
All right, now you see how they just bunched up in there as Leeds was kicking off. And then what Moody did was they moved in and bunched up just in case they tried some kind of extra little special play on special teams.
People's Bank of Alabama, Vanderveer with the kickoff. And it is returnable by Moody. Trying to keep his feet and keep it going. That's what you want to see from Braden Wright. And Wright gets a great return. Check that. That's number 9. Jolly John Rutledge.
Yeah, Gavin Howard makes a good play here. We're going to see Gavin Howard have to weave his way through to make this tackle. It's a great return. You're going to see him turn upfield, and watch number 5. Gavin Howard's going to come in here, and he's going to make a probably a touchdown-saving tackle right there.
No doubt.
Great job, great effort by that young man. Never give up. Never give up on a play.
Charlie Johnston keeping it and able to get some positive yards on first down.
And I'm really impressed with Charlie Johnson. I'm impressed with the way he's thrown the football.
Yes.
He's committed to Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern for years has been a team, as you and I well know, that runs the football.
Correct.
And boy, Charlie Johnson throws it probably as well as any quarterback I've seen that was headed to Georgia Southern.
Got a nice touch on his passes. Second down and 8 now. Wright going in motion. They're going to keep it on the ground. Meadows finds a hole. Here comes LaCameron Meadows. Meadows is off to the races. 10-5 touchdown. LaCameron Meadows, a Mr. Sparky touchdown, and the Blue Devils are back on the board.
What a great answer right there by Moody. And you see LaCameron Meadows, as you see him, he's going to start into that C gap right off a right tackle. Then he bounces it out to the right side, has that ball in that outside arm, and there's nobody going to catch him once he gets into the second level of that defense.
Great run by Meadows, able to push that lead back out to 13.
You know, you got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line over there. J.B. Myers and Huckabee, just a great job.
And the point after attempt is good, and the lead is jumped back to 14. Take another look at the run.
Yeah, boy, when he gets on that outside, he's tough to catch. And it's a great break. He starts it inside, bounces it to the outside, does everything right. He's got that ball in that outside arm, keeps the inside arm free. Nobody's going to catch it.
21-7 is your score. We'll see if Leeds can answer. Stay tuned. At Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, we're committed to ensuring the safety and quality of your home's drinking water. A pressing concern that has been at the forefront of public health discussions is the presence of lead in plumbing systems. Call us at 205-351-0706, and one of our professionals will be happy to examine your system. Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
You know, I love the way that Moody answered that. They didn't do it with anything fancy. They just lined up, said, here we come. We broke containment. Meadows gets on that right sideline, and I mean, he's gone, and there was nobody going to catch him. Notice the safeties had come up.
Yes.
Because they see run, and they're not defending pass, they come up, and by the time they reach the third level, Meadows has already passed them, and that's just a tremendous run. You always got to keep, that safety's got to keep depth in case that running back breaks into that last level. Didn't do it that time.
Another People's Bank of Alabama kickoff. At People's Bank of Alabama, we care about people. Short kick, returnable. And he's got to hold on to the football and does. But there is a flag at about the 32.
Well, all I can see there is it may have been a face mask because it was nothing but gold jerseys around
Yes.
the ball carrier.
I think he needs to remember he can call for a fair catch.
That's a good point too, James, and that's what our young players need to remember. You got a short kick like that and they're coming down on you, give a signal for the fair catch. You get the ball right there and you eliminate the fumble and all of that. Had to be.
Yeah. And it is a face mask.
Personal foul face mask against Moody.
And let's see if we can find that face
Personal
mask
foul, face mask. First
on
down.
the return. Oh,
Penalty is 15 yards.
there we go. Oh yeah,
There he is right there.
He's grabbing.
Yeah,
He's grabbing everything.
he sure is.
Leeds will take over first and 10 throw 47.
32, I think. Got that.
Looks like that was Nolan Nunnally. And now it's the Greenwave taking over. Oh, and this time Connor Nelson is brought down immediately. A good open field tackle by Sidney Walton.
You know, that outside linebacker, Walton, was up on the line of scrimmage that time in that 3-4 defense. When Walton walks up there, you got to account for him.
Yes.
There was no helmet on him. Nobody touched him. Walton goes up and makes a clear tackle on Connor Nelson.
Walton is a Tennessee commit, 6'3", 200 pounds. Plays a tweener between the outside linebacker, defensive back. They call it the star back.
Yep. And he's a good one.
Second down and 14 for Nelson. Now
Screen.
getting some pressure, bubble screen, and they're going to find some room to run is Brooks Ford. And Ford pays the price, but we've got a man down. And it looks like that was Z.J. Dale on the carry. And as a reminder, we want to thank our trophy provider out of Pelham, Crown Trophy, for providing our trophy for Friday Night Rivals, not only for the team that wins tonight, but also the player of the game. Crown Trophy out of Pelham. Thank you so very much.
That screen was well set up, but it didn't get enough for first down. Third and long now.
Less than 10 seconds on the play clock. They're getting the signals from the side. Gotta hurry up. Now keeping it is Nelson. Nelson's just gonna dive inside on the run and basically set himself up for a better punting situation.
Well, there was not much there, and you look over there, and Caleb Goff was right there to make the tackle. And you know, I don't know if that was the play that Jerry Hood wanted, but I think that's what Jeremiah Millington sent in, but it wasn't there. It just wasn't there, and that's okay. There's going to be calls like that during the game.
Nelson handles all the punts so far this season, booms this one, and able to make the catch. Good job there by Caleb Goff. Calls for a fair catch, catches it at the 22-yard line.
You know, James, we talk about this all the time, but when you've got a deep punt man returning, the most important thing that he can do is catch that football in the air. Goff did an excellent job of that time. And what it did is it gave him decent field position. Had he let it bounce, it would have probably been inside the 10-yard line.
No doubt. So now it's the Blue Devils taking over at their own 22-yard line with a 14-point lead.
I wouldn't change anything. I'd keep trying to run that outside zone and then bouncing it outside.
Bravis Cave in at running back. Dozier takes it in motion, but it's going to go to Cave. Cave now with a room to run And looks like he has enough for a first down. Another long run. Reese Brittner right there to make the tackle.
You know what I like about this is he's giving him the ball. You see it. He's stopping and he's looking where the gap is. And boy, he just does a great job, Cave does, of hitting that open gap. It's that C gap that time, right between the guard and the tackle.
Another University of Alabama first down. University of Alabama, where legends are made. Now it's Johnston with time to throw. Can't find anybody, and this time he's going to go down. May have gotten to the line of scrimmage, but it looks like he may have takes a sack. Jackie Bishop may get credit for his third sack of the season.
Yeah, good job by Bishop. He stayed where he was supposed to stay. As the quarterback positioned himself to run the ball, Bishop was right there to make the tackle. Good play by the junior defensive end.
Second down and 9 now for the Blue Devils with a 14-point lead. Giving it to Cave. And Cave makes it decent. Bittner right there again for the tackle coming from his safety position.
You know, you can't tackle these guys up top. That's the problem I see with Leeds right now. These big backs, they're trying to tackle them up high instead of trying to take their knees, legs, and all that out from under them. That'll change, I can promise you, when Jerry gets them to halftime.
Third down and 4. Johnston gets the call from the sideline. Now we'll see what they want to do on third down. Quick pass out to Wright. Wright can't find anything. He's going to reverse field. Braden Wright has enough for the first down, and he gets close to midfield. Another University of Alabama first down. Braden Wright, the senior, able to find a way to get it.
Well, he sure did. You're going to see Dozier out here trying to stomp block, and he does a good job getting position, but he can't clear his man up. So Wright goes right back around the right side. Everybody did a good job blocking out there too.
Another run is Meadows. Meadows already has a long touchdown run, but this time he's wrapped up, but he's able to get about 5 or 6 yards.
You know, and Meadows, the thing he continues to do is to try to break containment. He started over the right tackle, bounced it out to the right, right around right end, and those linebackers have got to stay there in that 4-3 defense and make that tackle.
Second down and about 4 yards to go for the first in Greenwave territory. Ball now at the 40-yard line of Leeds. Johnston throwing it long, has a receiver into the end zone. Josiah Dozier, his second touchdown reception, another Mr. Sparky touchdown. The Blue Devils are feeling it right now on offense.
You got to talk about the throw, too. You look at the throw Charlie Johnson just made, hits Dozier right on the run, throws it out in front of him, and it's just almost impossible for a corner if he doesn't have help coming over the top to defend that.
Wow, what a pass, 40-yard bomb to Dozier. Overton now for the point after attempt, and it is good. The lead now increases to 21 points.
Watch this now. Johnson's going to drop back. Dozier's just running a go route, and all he's got to do is beat the corner. There's nobody coming over the top to help him. And I'm telling you, that is a great throw, a great route, and that poor corner had no help coming from the safety position.
No help at all, and it is a huge lead, 28-7. Blue Devils on top. Second quarter continues after the break. And we'll stay right here at the Bill, where the fans are really rocking right now, because this is something that's been a long time in the making. Not since 2009 has Moody defeated Leeds in football. So now for the 4-1-1 boys, as you see on the side of the helmet, that's something that Coach Gaines has brought, having a little pride in where they come from. And they've definitely taken over this stadium and taken over this game with a 28-7 lead.
You know what I like? I love watching the dichotomy between the special teams coach and Jake. And that time he called a fair catch on it. He just kicked a very short kick, and they finally decided to make that fair catch. they're not going to give those boys in the back a chance to return a kickoff.
No doubt about it. And they have great field position now. The ball out to about the 41 or 42-yard line. And Coach Hood is right there talking to the officials, just trying to make sure that they're all on the same page.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Jerry Hood is one heck of a football coach and one of our premier coaches in the state of Alabama. He's won everywhere he's been. He kind of got that program going at Clay Chalkville, and I'm telling you, he's a good football coach, and his teams are never out of a game.
Now from the 43 is Connor Nelson and the Greenwave. Now on a reverse, Gator. Gator trying to find some room, and he can't go anywhere fast. Great job by the defense. Brody McCutcheon coming up from the safety position to make the tackle.
Well, McCutcheon did a great job, but you're going to watch the fullback there, Grayson Ford, as you watch him. He's going to go too wide. Grayson's got to get inside and block that guy. See, the guy goes right by and makes the tackle.
Loss of 2 yards on the play brings up 2nd down and 12.
And Grayson knows, and that's something you look at him, and he's a smart football player. That probably won't ever happen again in his career.
Gator in motion. Johnston getting some pressure, and he goes down, and he'll get sacked. Big play there by Caleb Goff. Check that. That was Bailey Abercrombie.
Yeah, you're right.
Abercrombie, the 6'3", 290. Now, it's sort of hard to see that number on the front because when you're 6'3", 290, the 8, when it scrunches up, looks like a 0.
It does look like
a
0.
I'm still, going to Congress talking about these single-digit big guys.
And that's a big thing. These big guys like to wear those little numbers. Bailey Abercrombie can wear any jersey he wants to wear, I would
think
imagine.
so. And see, I'm fighting for the little guy.
I like that.
3rd down and 20.
Yeah.
Nelson goes down again, and it's another sack for Moody. And this time, Henry Smith and company will get credit for the sack.
Well, you got to look at those 3 big guys up front. In the 3-4, you got Smith, you got Abercrombie, and then you got Mallory. And they're all, boy, I'm telling you, putting all kind of pressure on Connor Nelson.
Now Nelson to punt. And looks like we got a stoppage of play and a flag thrown with a little bit over 2 minutes to play. 2:41 left to play.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Got unsportsmanlike against Moody, and now they're shooting themselves in the foot because that will give life to Leeds.
I don't know what could have happened there.
Sometimes guys may say something, do something, anything of that nature.
Okay, they're going to mark. Okay, they went back. Now they're going to go forward 15 yards. Still not a first down. A lot of people would say that is an automatic first down. It's not. It's not an automatic first down. It's 4th down, and Connor Nelson will still have to punt.
But now it gives him a much better situation, and he will boot this one, and it will be a nice punt, returnable. And they were able to get out of bounds. And that was Braden Wright on the return.
Good job. Every time we see teams play, I love to see these kids that are deep catch the ball in the air. And great job there, catching that football in the air and returning it about 10 yards. And it saves you 10 to 15 yards every time you catch it in the air.
So now it'll be Moody back on offense with a 21-point lead. 28-7 is your score. And it's been big play after big play by this Blue Devil offense. Now they're trying to get their offensive lineman onto the field in time, and I think he did make it in Fish Brinegar.
Yeah, let's say something about that offensive line, too, because you look at that offensive line, you got 6'4", 300, 6'3", 285, 5'10", 255, 6'3", 266, 6'3", 276. There's a lot of colleges don't have that big.
That is correct.
That's a good job by them. And when they bring Fish Brinegar in there, 6'5", 285.
Second down now and 7 for the Blue Devils. Johnston looking to throw, and he's going long again, trying to find a receiver, and this time he just can't find Dozier. Looks like he overthrew everybody on that one, and Jolliger Rutledge right there looking to get the pass.
Well, in that time, they had a tandem running a go route. They've had success when they've had Dozier running that go route. You're going to see it here. You know, one guy could pretty much cover both receivers.
Yes.
So you want to have separation there. You got one running on the hash and one running on the sideline, and they didn't get separation. So it's all for naught there. But that's the first deep pass Charlie's thrown that hadn't been completed.
Third down and 7. Keeping it is Johnston. And he gets hit as he looks like he was trying to slide. I don't think it'll be a penalty on that one. And that was Gavin Howard who laid a lick on him.
Johnston on the carry.
I think he slipped. I really do. I think he slipped.
Bring up 4th and 2.
But Howard did hit him. But I think he was falling down when Howard hit him.
Yes. 4th down and 2. Movement on the line.
Yep.
And that was David Luna. And Luna saying that they drew me offside. But that will give Moody a first down on the penalty.
Well, if you're a defensive lineman, they always draw you offsides. And that's, you know, that's what you get every time you talk to one of those linemen. And they may have moved, may have said something, but David is taught, don't move until that football moves.
Correct. So now 1st and 10 with less than a minute to play. 2-minute offense now for Moody. Johnston with plenty of time. Throws and overthrows his intended receiver, but there is a flag trying to get it to Dozier. And if I'm a defensive back, I think I'm going to make sure I do everything to stop him.
Well, I think that's a smart play. When you look at Dozier running down the field, and I'm sure going to grab his jersey instead of letting him beat me. I'll take 15 yards every day instead of giving up a touchdown.
And you can see Hood saying, I don't think he grabbed him. I think he just put his forearm on him.
That's a wise old coach there giving that advice.
So it's only going to be 15 yards.
Instead of a touchdown.
Correct. And Dozier already has a couple of those under his belt.
Following the penalty for pass interference.
So now with 47 seconds left in the half, they have the ball in Greenwave territory at about the 48-yard line, 47-yard line.
Well, and they got 3 timeouts left, so I mean 47 seconds is like 2 minutes.
Another flare out, and Rutledge able to get some positive yards, and looks like he's close to another first down.
You know, Rutledge is one of these sophomores from Moody that they're expecting. Jake Gaines really speaks highly of. You're going to see Johnson just raises up and throws it out to Rutledge. Gets that ball in his outside arm, tries to cut back inside.
First and 10 now for the Blue Devils. Johnston going to throw long, trying to find a receiver, and Rutledge just can't get under it.
And really he overthrew that one, but he did put enough air under it to give Rutledge a chance to go catch it.
Make sure you stay tuned for the Avadian Credit Union halftime. We'll have interviews, stats, highlights, and a whole lot more. Make sure you stay tuned for our Avadian Credit Union halftime.
Notice they put Gaither. They've put Gator in over at corner now to guard Dozier. So Gator's probably a little faster and can keep up with him better.
Johnson with plenty of time, can't find anybody. Now he does, has a receiver, And looks like he's close to a first down in Josiah Dozier.
And here's another teaching method. It's a moment. You see Dozier was deep, and he runs back and shows his number
Moody.
to Johnson and throws it right to him. You don't see it right here. Here goes Johnson. He doesn't have anybody open. Here comes Dozier, and he's going to run back to him right there. Good job by both quarterback and receiver.
And it looks like we have a Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout. And while we're on the timeout, make sure, yes, our Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout. Just a reminder to, if you're a fan of Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta, mention Friday Night Rivals at Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta and get 20% off of your order. Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta, mention Friday Night Rival at Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta and get 20% off of your order.
It's a great teaching moment right there for all you receivers. When your quarterback's in trouble, run back towards him, show him your numbers, give him something to throw to.
3 backs in the backfield. And keeping it on the ground is Golf, and Golf doesn't go anywhere fast. The defense right there to take care of that one. Good job by Miles Jones and company.
Yeah, Caleb Goff is they got him down. When we talk about that, he is the Wildcat quarterback.
Moody.
And really his forward stopped. Yeah, I mean, they stopped him, what, 8 yards up there?
Yes.
Carried him back 10 more yards,
So another Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout has been called with 15 seconds left here in the first half.
The scoreboard says they have 3 timeouts, but that I think they've used 2 of them, right? So they've got 1 left, if I'm not mistaken. And if they only have 1 left, you know, they're going to have to, if they've got 1 left, they can use the middle of the field. If they don't have 1 left, then they've got to throw something deep enough to try to score.
And if you're Leeds right now, you don't want them to score.
No, absolutely not. But it's 4th and about, what, 5 or 6. So if they can get a first down, the clock's going to stop until the chains move. They got to be right up on the ball if they don't have a timeout, so they can spike the ball and stop that clock. So let's, you know, they're thinking first down now.
Rutledge goes in motion to the near side, and now he's going to go back over. Johnson's going to run it, has enough for the first down and more, and slides.
Yep.
Charlie Johnston gets the first down, and they'll move the chains. Another University of Alabama first down, and they're in the Windows World Red Zone.
And they called their last timeout.
Timeout.
So
Moody.
And another Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout call.
So now with 7 seconds to go,
1st and 10 at the 18. Timeout, Moody.
they got to throw the ball into the end zone now. I mean, you just don't have time unless you throw an incomplete pass. It's going to stop. But I would think that what Jake Gaines is thinking now is they want to throw the ball into the end zone. Dozier's been really good, but the Rutledge is an athlete, sophomore athlete, and a really good athlete. And Wright has done a good job catching the ball over the middle. So they got a lot of options. They just don't have a lot of time here.
7 seconds. We'll see how efficient Johnston can be here if he can't get it into the end zone. Throwing, looking for a receiver, throws it up and comes down with it, and looks like it's an interception by Gator.
I think it hits the ground.
And they'll say it's incomplete. So now with 1 second left, they were trying to get it to Dozier, but Gator was right there and does a good job of defending the pass, making Dozier have to jump over.
Yeah, I think you kick a field goal here, and that's exactly what Jake's doing. They're going to send Overton in to attempt to. I can't tell what yard line it's on.
Kick is up, and it is good. And as we go to halftime, great job by Cal Overton to get some more points on the board. 31 points scored by Moody with an exciting first half of 14 points unanswered before Leeds got on the board, and it hasn't been since 2009 that Moody has beaten their across the bridge rival, the Greenwave of Leeds. We've got 2 more quarters to go, but an outstanding 2 quarters for the young men from Moody, able to get a 31-7 lead over the Greenwave of Leeds. And as they go into the locker room, both teams know a lot is still at stake here.
Well, there is, and Jerry, what Jerry Hood's going to do is he's going to go in and say, guys, we got 24 minutes to play some good football, and we got to stop them defensively, but we've got to maintain possession of the ball to keep the ball away from them, and that's, you know, that's the key right now. That's the key.
Stand by to see if we can talk to Coach Gaines. And we'll go down to Austin, who has Coach Gaines. Austin?
Coach, you got a big lead going to the half here. Obviously, we know momentum can swing both ways in games like this. How does that change how we're tackling the second half?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good football team, so if you come out and get lax and think you've arrived or this game's over, it's far from over. It's a Jerry Hood coach football team. They're going to come out and give us everything they got right here on these first couple drives. So thankful we get the ball right here to start the half. Offense, 5 drives, 5 scores, really proud of them. Defense has bucked up. They've gotten across the 50 a couple times, and we've held them right there in that kind of go-for-it punt territory. And just really proud of the guys. You know, this is a big game. We talked about making it about us. It's Moody week. It's not Leeds week. It's Moody week. And I think by the way we played, we bought into that.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so very much, Austin. And it has been all Moody for the first half. 31 points. They scored 14 unanswered. Friday Night Rivals presented by Ms. Reno Law Firm. Stay tuned. The Avadian Credit Union halftime show coming up.
We're talking about distracted driving with Leslie Brown of the Health Education and Safety Center here at Children's of Alabama. So Leslie, I know people talk about cell phones as being a big distraction for teen drivers, but there are many others as well, right?
That's right. So cell phones are definitely a big distractor, not just for teen drivers, but for adults as well. But one thing that parents of new drivers may not realize is that the number of friends, the number of passengers that new driver adds to their vehicle is also a huge distraction. So obviously it's very convenient when our kids get that independence. They can go out and drive themselves to school, they can drive themselves to work, they can go to concerts, to church, all the things. But what we want to do as parents to kind of protect them in a way of making sure that we are decreasing their risk is not allowing them to pick up all their friends on the way. Adding one passenger or friend to the vehicle doubles their chances of being in a car crash. 2 to 3 extra friends triples, and on the more passengers that you add to that vehicle.
So that's obviously one thing that parents want to talk to their teens about before they start driving.
Right.
How do they approach that conversation? What's the best way to do it?
Well, I think it's always good to start young. Start with our young teens, and parents talk to them about being a safe passenger, making sure that they're not distracting the driver with turning up the radio or showing them things on their cell phone, but to be watching for driving hazards around them. And also, it should be a non-negotiable. Every person in the vehicle should have on their seatbelt. The driver, every passenger, no matter where you're seated in the vehicle. Then as they progress on to getting their driver's permit, caregivers and parents need to make sure that we are driving with them and practicing with them in all kinds of weather conditions, night and day, rural roads, interstates, all those things, so they can practice with an experienced driver before they get on the road by themselves. And then right before they get their driver's license, they need to be making themselves familiar with the graduated driver's license law. The graduated driver's license program was created for families so that they can have that foundation of things that allow their new driver to practice and drive safely on the roads with decreased risk and distractions as they are new drivers. And of course, every family needs to add the non-negotiables to that are important to their household.
A lot of precautions for teen drivers to take to make sure they're staying safe on Alabama's highways. For more information, go to childrensal.org.
Logan, he's running the Jumbotron right now, working all of our audio equipment, all of our video equipment, running the broadcast. We do have some adult members of the broadcast team, obviously. Our production engineer, he's wonderful, but a lot of what we do is completely ran by students. So we're all about creating opportunities for students to get them involved in the media world and to train the next generation of media professionals.
Yeah, and how are you guys helping out with Friday Night Rivals here tonight?
Yeah, so they're having a lot of fun. Some of our students got to go tour you guys' trailer. That was really cool. They had a great time doing that. They got to work several pieces of the equipment. I have several down here just kind of shadowing and watching and following around. So that's really cool. This program's fairly new. This is only our second year. It's really our first year getting it off the ground. And this is really fun for them. This is their first real world media exposure outside of our own network. So this has been really fun for them.
Yeah, last question's an easy one. What's your favorite thing about Moody?
Man, my favorite thing about Moody is just the culture here. We sit right on Highway 411, and we like to say that we own 411 because all of our rivals also sit along this exact same highway. So that's why we're called the 411 Network. That's why everything we have is branded as 411. It's just our lifestyle and how we live. And we also believe in culture over circumstance here. So although I obviously did not check the weather and am freezing cold in this outfit right now, we always say it's sunny and 75 here at the Bill. So that's what my mentality for the rest of the night. And that's our lifestyle and my favorite thing about Moody.
Well, thank you very much, Ashlyn, for taking the time to talk to us today. And with that, we're going to send it back up to you guys in the booth.
Thank you so very much. The Avadian Credit Union, we see the pride of the Greenwave from Leeds are right there performing, and they have Matchmaker going on their halftime performance. The Avadian Credit Union halftime show will continue. It is 31-7 in favor of Moody right here on Friday Night Rivals. Stay tuned.
I've got Cam Willis here, Moody's strength and conditioning coordinator. Cam, why don't you tell me a little bit about the importance of hydration in this team and keeping these guys fresh?
Oh, absolutely, man. You know, man, like towards this time of year, man, everybody kind of teeters off of the hydration and the importance, man. But, you know, just because, and they think because it's, you know, not as hot as it was, you know, in the summertime, you know, early fall. But now, man, it's actually a little bit more important, man, because, you know, we're sweating a lot and you got to replenish that, man. And so hydration is not necessarily about the heat, the elements, you know, outside. Is more so about, you know, what you're putting out, you know, on the inside. And so you got to replenish that, man. And so that's why it's important, man. You know, obviously, man, you know, the water, you know, Gatorade and, you know, all of the, you know, stuff that we do here, man. So it's super important, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And it's my understanding that you've coached and been involved on teams at all levels. Why specifically have you came back here to high school football? Why is it so kind of close to you, important to you?
You know, to be honest, man, like, you know, you talk to guys in the pros, you know, you talk to guys in college, man, nothing beats Friday nights. You know what I'm saying? Like, this atmosphere, you know, this rivalry, man, like, nothing beats this. You know, I don't care how big it gets, man, just Friday nights, man, holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts, man. You know, for, you know, great reason, man. Like, you're probably going to be here longer than you're at any other spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be here for a long time, and this is deep rooted. You know what I'm saying? And so it means a lot, man. This Friday, man, means a lot, and high school sports means a lot, man. And not just football, man. Everybody, man. Like this means, man. It means so much, man, to a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Cam. Thanks for taking the time with us today. Now we're going to show you guys our Student of the Week.
Congratulations to the Mizraino Law Firm Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Moody High School's Jackson Huckabee holds a 4.2 GPA and plays on the football and basketball teams. He's ranked #1 in his class and is the senior class vice president. He volunteers in his community at the Chamber of Commerce and is an active member of his church.
For the past 10 seasons, the Mizraino Law Firm has been honored to name the Student Scholar Athlete of the Week on Friday Night Rivals. We are grateful to be part of such a strong community, and we are always humbled to serve you.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, Mr. Sparky, and 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating.
Congratulations to the Mizraino Law Firm Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Leeds High School's Grayson Ford holds a 3.9 GPA and plays on the football team. He was All-Tribune and All-Region for football and is currently in the National Honor Society. Grayson is also a contributor to local charities including Big Brothers and the Student Leadership Team.
For the past 10 seasons, the Mizraino Law Firm has been honored to name the Student Scholar Athlete of the Week on Friday Night Rivals. We are grateful to be part of such a strong community, and we are always humbled to serve you.
Welcome back to the Avadian Credit Union halftime show. It is 31-7 in favor of Moody as the Moody band continues to play. James Verrett along with I don't know why you're not cold, Mr. Cleveland.
I'm cold as I can be, but I'm not going to show anybody.
Okay, see, that's that former offensive lineman.
That's exactly right.
See, I was a defensive back. We're going to show that we're cold all the time.
Y'all the ones that hit us in the mouth, too. You didn't have any pity on us, I can tell you that.
First half, it's been all Moody all the time.
Well, it has, and they've had a great plan, and I'm really proud of Jake Gaines. He comes out, is not scared to throw the ball, puts the ball in Charlie Johnson's hands, said, son, just do what you feel like you can do, and that's exactly what he did. He had the option to run or pass, threw the ball deep to Dozier twice on beautiful throws. I'm supremely impressed with Charlie Johnson and the way he's handled this offense.
Let's take a look at our highlights, and it has been a lot of big plays coming from Moody Blue Devils. First off, it was Cave with the first score of the game. Bravis Cave, he scores off a 9-yard touchdown, and then it's just bomb after bomb. It was Leeds that was able to get on the board and make it a 14-point game, but then LaCameron Meadows will take it all the way to the house, 50 yards on the touchdown run, make it 21-7. And then here comes Charlie Johnson again with a nice long touchdown pass, 41 yards to Dozier. Point after attempt was good, and then Overton would get a 36-yard field goal, and that's where we stand, 31-7 in favor of Moody as the band continues to play. And lack of a better term, the Blue Devils are trying to exercise some demons because it's been since 2009 since they've beaten Leeds.
Well, it's a new day and a new time is what it is, because Jake Gaines is building the program here. Jerry Hood at Leeds, he's got a lot of kids a little banged up, comes into the game and he's got a lot of confidence in his kids, but at the same time, it's the way you perform when you get the opportunity to perform, and Moody has performed every occasion. 5 possessions, 5 scores. That's pretty impressive.
Well, if you're Moody, do you just say keep your pedal on the metal and keep pushing it?
That's a good point, and I want to make this point. What Moody wants to do this time is they want to come out and possess the football. They don't want to give Leeds a chance to get back in the game by giving it to them 3 and out, 3 and out. Run the football, possess the ball, and only give Leeds the ball after you've possessed it. You try to make 2 to 3 first downs every possession. Give Leeds 3, maybe 4 possessions in the second half. Let's win this game, get out of here, and get ready for week 9.
No doubt about it. Week 9 coming up soon. Stay tuned. The Avadian Credit Union will be wrapping up shortly, but right now it's been all Moody all the time as they have a 31-7 lead. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet for your Moody Blue
They call it the Bill, and the Bill has been rocking and rolling for the Blue Devils here at Moody. 31-7 is your score. Leeds Greenwave will be kicking it to Moody, who won the toss and deferred at the start of the game. Let's take a look at the University of Alabama games from around the region, and Thompson all over Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa 24-7, and it is Helena, where we were last week, up big over Pelham 35-0.
And Mike Vickery's having a tough time there at Pelham, but he's playing a good football team. Richie Busby's got one heck of a football team there at Helena, as we saw last week.
Let's go down to Austin Pratt, who has head coach Jerry Hood. Oh, we'll take a break. We come back and we'll see if we can grab the coach. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, the Avadian Credit Union, wrapping up. Stay tuned.
That's your boy? Oh. Him and my son play baseball together. Oh, man. I was about to say, might as well be. I know it. Seen get loose last week. Yeah, no, him and my son play baseball. Yeah, he can get down. He can get loose.
Under 1 minute, under 1 minute.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. 31-7 is your score in favor of Moody Blue Devils. Let's go and take a look at our Thursday and Friday Night Rival plays of the week. Oh, and we'll stay here, getting ready to start the third quarter. And it will be Moody who will be receiving the football, as we have about 30 seconds left in halftime. And, Coach, you've already said they need to possess the ball, work the clock, hold on to the football since they have a commanding lead.
Yeah, I don't see any other reason to do anything else. And it gives you a chance to work on running your football. And
Bill, is Myers down there ready? Is he ready down there?
You want to let that clock run as much as you can and limit the possessions of your opponent. And that's exactly what Moody wants to do in this second half.
And for you fans who don't know, 411 boys means the highway that runs in front of the school, Highway 411. They feel as if they own Highway 411, and that's the highway that connects all of their big rivals, Moody, Springville, all the other rivals that they may have, are all on Highway 411. So when Coach Gaines got there, he was like, hey, we're going to own the highway. We're the 411 boys. And it sort of took, and now it is part of everything that they do.
I don't think I would kick it to Dozier.
I don't think so either, but we'll see what Vanderbilt wants to do.
I didn't know better. I would think it was his birthday.
People's Bank of Alabama kickoff, and they're going to kick it and try to return to Caleb Goff on the return. Check that. Yep, that was Goff. So now it'll be the Moody offense, and Charlie Johnson had a pretty good first half, and offensively as a team, This may have been their best first half ever. 27 plays, 333 yards of total offense.
That's
you
impressive.
Can't get any better than that.
That's impressive.
First and 10 from the 37. They're going to keep it on the ground. LeCamerion Meadows going to reverse field and try to find some room to run. Good job of blocking. Here comes Meadows. And Meadows gets knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. What a run and a play. Jackie Bishop knocked him out of bounds. Shops of Grand River first down for the Blue Devils.
Now Meadows starts to his right, and I'll tell you, he just said, no, we're not going there. We're going to go back the other way.
There you go.
Comes back around left end, breaks containment, gets on the sideline. Love the way he switched his hands,
Yes.
put that ball in that outside arm.
He'll take a breather. Bravis Cave will come in at the running back position. Johnson trying to get his receiver to go in motion, and he does with Rutledge going in motion. They're going to give it to Big Cave. Cave trying to find some room, stutter steps, and gets down to the 30, inside the 30, down to the 29.
You know what I really love about this kind of this dichotomy of running backs that Moody's got. You got Cave, who's that big guy, and he just runs, and you don't want to tackle him high because he's going to run over you. You got to tackle him low, and then you got your other running back. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you see Meadows run, you better run out in front of him because he can fly.
Right going in motion to the far side. Give it to Cave again, and he's going to find a cutback and make a couple of guys pay for it before he's brought down inside the 30 to the 26.
You know, what Moody's really doing is they're hammering that C gap out there between the guard and the tackle. And just continue to do the same thing over and over like we talked about running the football. Already run 2 minutes of clock off. And
he tried to run off on his own, and coach said, no, you can't run off till I tell you. Okay, now you can run off.
I like that. Well, they're in two-down territory. You rest assured of that.
New running back in, Kevin James. And that was Kevin James' first carry of the game, the junior running back. Another Shops of Grand River first down for the Blue Devils.
And I love the vision. You watch him, Kevin James, a great example of that time. He got the ball about 3-4 yards deep in the backfield, and then he just kind of picks his hole. Where he sees a gap, he runs to it. It's not like you used to run one gap, run another gap. He's running to where there's daylight.
Rutledge in motion now to the near side. Johnston looking to throw. Nice pass. And in and out of the hands of Braden Wright. Good coverage there by the Greenwave.
Well, and you think about that, and they've had so much success running the football, so they say, let's just give it a try to throw it in the end zone, and Braden Wright will make that catch most of the time. Really great fake, boy, it hit him right where it in a bad spot, right in the chest and the arms. He knows it. He'll make that catch next time.
Second down and 10. Meadows back in the game. They split him out. Now going for a bubble screen. And the Greenwave defense right there to wrap it up.
It's a good call, James. You know all these football terms. I like that.
Just a little.
I'm telling you, that's impressive. Right, running the bubble inside there. Had that tackle outside the block for him. Picked up a couple of yards. That's just like running a sweep. It's a safe play. It's an easy throw, easy catch. Just let those big guys get out in front of me and run.
Mid to late 90s, that was the go-to thing. Everybody was bubble screening all day, all night.
And the jet sweep.
Yes. Third down and 10. Rutledge again going in motion, this time to the near side. Meadows finds some room, good cutback, keeps his feet, and gets inside the 10 down to the 9, and it looks like he has enough for the first down. And they'll move the chains. Now it's first and goal in the Windows World Red Zone.
You know, you watch Meadows and you see all these NFL guys on Dancing with the Stars. Well, Meadows looked like he was dancing with the stars that time, as you're going to see him here. Watch him. There's a one-step. There's the two-step. Then he goes back all the way to the three-step and almost scores.
Now, Coach, you forgot to say cha-cha-cha.
Well, he was going cha-cha-cha into the end zone.
And we do have a player down, and we have an Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout. And we'll take a break. We come back. We'll see if Moody can punch it in again. 31-7 your score here in the third quarter. Stay tuned. Good to see the young man from Leeds getting helped off the field on his own power. It's 31-7, and it is the Blue Devils of Moody in the red zone inside the 10, the ball at the 9.
Yeah, Jamarcus Hardy, I thought he had cramps. But I don't think in this weather you're going to get many cramps.
Oh, you can.
I know you can, but that's it's unusual.
First and goal, Moody at the Leeds 9.
Ball at the 9. I do remember last year one playoff game. They had several players that were cramping up.
Yeah, well, they may have been trying to stop the offense and their momentum. So
Johnston looking to throw, can't find anybody's going to run it, has some room to run, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Charlie Johnston. Another Mr. Sparky touchdown for the Blue Devils, and this time it's the quarterback who runs into the end zone.
That's a great read by Charlie Johnson. He wasn't going to take a chance and throw into double coverage, so he looked straight up the middle, and there's nothing but green turf there and a little bit of the black pellets there from the turf. Charlie just runs it into the end zone. Good read.
Will Yates on for the point after attempt for the Blue Devils. And their beautiful Jumbotron there in the background. Kick is up, and it is good right over those makeshift suites over there in the end zone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Take another look at Charlie Johnston. 9-yard touchdown run, and he's in for the score. And now the route could be on 38-7. We'll see if Leeds can answer, as they have a huge mountain to climb, as now it's time for what we always love to see is the Children's of Alabama Smile Cam. And I know the Blue Devil fans are definitely going to be smiling right now. Remember, Children's of Alabama, we are here for every child. And there we go. There's a smile on the face of some of the Moody Blue Devils. And the push-up guy, and he's got some work cut out for him. 38. I think he's got to keep going. Now see, that's not the real push-up.
No, he's got to do some work on that push-up.
He's got to keep going. Got to get a little lower, lower. Okay, and he's very well blowed out right now.
Yeah.
Children's of another Peoples of Alabama kickoff. And a return to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Greenwave of Leeds will take over.
Now, Leeds has got to do just the opposite. What Leeds has got to do is they've got to come out and they got to score quick. I mean, I'm talking about, they really need to be in a position to be in 4-down territory every series, because, you're down really five scores. And I don't know if they'll get 5 possessions. If I'm Jake Gaines, they're not going to get 5 possessions. So, this is a chance for Jerry Hood and his guys to work on the passing game and see where it takes you.
Nelson, Gator going in motion. Now to running the option to Taylor Gator. Gator keeps it and will go in. Yeah, he gets about 7 on the carry.
Well, instead of running the sweep, they just run the speed option. And you see Nelson, he goes out almost to the end. What he's taught to do is go to the end and pitch off that end. And that time, Gator did a good job catching the pitch, getting around the corner for 6, 7, 8 yards.
Second down now and about 3. Keeping it on the ground again are the Greenwave, and looks like they're close to a first down. Good carry there by Z.J. Dale.
And one of the thoughts that Jerry Hood may be thinking, he says, guys, we're having a tough time stopping these guys. Maybe we want to use some clock.
Yes.
Maybe we know that it's going to be almost impossible to win the game. We can get better, and that's what we want to do, is we want to get better here, so maybe we want to limit their possessions. So sometimes coaches think like that, and a veteran coach like Jerry Hood doesn't think wrong very often.
Dale again on the carry, and he's close to midfield.
Well, he did a good job that time, too. Dale cutting back off of that block. And I'm going to tell you, I've been impressed with Dale because he runs with his eyes. He's got really good vision. And, when there's a gap, he hits that gap when it's open. And I like the way he runs the football.
Second down and 6. The 49. Going to go on the inside, and looks like that's Grayson Ford.
It's Grayson Ford, and they just got in the old I formation and ran the fullback dive. That's what you used to call, for some of you old guys, that's just 31 dive is all it is, right over left guard in that center guard gap, and there went Grayson Dale, did a good job.
First and 10 now in Moody territory at the 49. Ford in motion. Dale on the carry, found some room, and he is brought down. And good second effort there by Caleb Goff in order to get the tackle.
That Simon, was that Goff? Yeah, Goff coming up making, that's a good job right there. Goff is playing that wheel linebacker. And that wheel, when you say wheel, that stands for weak side. He's going to be on the weak side of the formation. And Goff came up that time and did a great job. Goff's not only that, he's the punter, and he's also the Wildcat quarterback. So he's a very versatile athlete for Moody.
Second down and 6 now for the Greenwave. They sent Ford in motion, and now Nelson getting pressure. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, may have gained 1, possibly 2, but Barack Willis was right there to bring him down.
When you watch that, one of the things that you got to see from this offensive line from Leeds is they knew it was a pass, and that left tackle didn't stay on his block. You got to maintain a connection with your block until the whistle blows. And that time, that left tackle just let his man go. He slid inside and made the tackle on Nelson. And really, as an offensive lineman, you got to maintain the entire time of the play. You cannot let your defender be released off of that block.
Third down and 9. Nelson with time. Now he's being pressured. He's going to run it. He can run it well. Gets a first down and more. Stretches it out to about the 31-yard line. A good run by Connor Nelson, and it's another Shops of Grand River first down.
Well, this is a really good job. Nelson, you're going to see him. He kind of runs a bootleg here, and he comes up, and you see Goff force him back inside, and then he tucked the ball there. He was holding that ball down. He wasn't kind of loose. Tucked that ball in and made a big first down for his team.
So now 1st and 10 outside the 30. Going to go with a reverse. Gator on the reverse, trying to get to the outside. And he's able to get some positive yards, but good job by the defensive back, Noah Hicks, in order to string it out.
I really like that play. That's really an old wing T play. If you notice it, they gave it to the back trailing, and then he hands it underneath. It's called the Sally play. And boy, I like that, to see a little bit of diversity in that offense. That just gives teams something to work on. And don't think Jerry Hood's not thinking about that. He may give his opponents a lot of different things to look at as we go further in this game.
Less than 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Hand again to Z.J. Dale. Dale on the inside, able to get some positive yards before he's pushed back.
Boy, he was hammered that time by Goff. And I'm going to tell you, Goff's not scared to hit you.
Correct.
He comes up and he lays the wood to you. And I love the way he does it. He comes up, he's got that head straight up, and he's hitting him right there in the sternum. That's good. That's good tackling. You got to give Brandon Campbell, the defensive coordinator for Moody, a lot of credit for that. That's just good coaching.
3rd and short now for the Greenwave. Less than 10 seconds on the play clock. Nelson's going to keep it, has enough for the 1st down, keeps his feet, keeps pushing forward inside the 15, down to about the 14 or 13. And now they're in the Windows World red zone.
You know, isn't it neat to watch these offensive linemen get behind that running back and push? Doing the push. Just
and
keep
it looks
pushing.
like we got an official who got knocked down in the melee.
That's the umpire. Umpires, they got a tough job.
As they say, the last thing you want to do is touch an official.
Absolutely. They got some kind of penalty. It must have been holding.
Now they're writing it down, and everybody's pulling it out. And it looks like it may be going against
dead ball. It's a dead ball foul.
Dead ball, personal foul against Leeds.
And they threw him out of the game.
And it looks like that may be Gavin Boland who got ejected. I think, Coach, they said number 50.
Watch him come flying in here.
So it's a 1st down.
Oh, yeah. See, he pushed the official down. And
No,
then he slapped Goff.
He slapped Goff, and that's what got him. That's what got him.
But I think pushing the official down got him, too.
Well, I mean, he was going backwards. I don't think they'd throw him out for that. You think they'd throw him out for that?
You didn't see the right hand. If you watch it again, the right hand, he was dismissively pushing him away.
All right, here we go.
Watch his right hand. Watch his right hand. See, right hand.
He did push him.
I told you.
Now, here comes the flag, though.
Wow. Yep, there it is.
There's the flag right there.
Oh, goodness.
He could have got him for 2. Now, see if the umpire doesn't throw his flag.
And Goff's like, did you see what he did? Now, see, Goff did not know how to play it. He should have just collapsed.
That's right.
And at that point, they may have had to call law enforcement. You got to know how to play the game.
Well, that was a comedy of errors there.
Yes, and he was very frustrated.
That's right.
And when you've dominated a team since 2009, and for Mr. Boland, he's a senior.
Yep.
He doesn't want to be the senior class that lost to their cross-county rival.
Well, and that's, there's a lot of emotion when it comes to these inner-city, inter-county rivals.
There it is.
There it goes.
Reverse again, Gator. Now he's going to try to make it, and he can't go. And Caleb Goff, who got hit, and also big number 22, Jager Lunduff, able to make the play.
Now, when you look at this Moody defense, I'm going to tell you, I've called a lot of football games, and I've coached in a lot. I've never been at a program that we played against that had 5 secondary players that have already been offered Division I scholarships. Now, that's, one of those is a sophomore.
Yes.
So, now my buddy Rick Rhodes now, he probably has.
Yes, he has. Yes.
In Europe or somewhere.
Yes, yes.
There he goes.
Nelson on the carry. Nelson keeping his feet and finally brought down inside the 10.
Nelson on the carry.
Well, he made a great fake inside, and when he made that dive fake, watch those linebackers. Linebackers are going to come up. There they go. And now, you know, Connor Nelson just says, I'm going to keep it on the outside, and that's a smart read. Good read. Good read.
Minute 44 and counting inside the Windows World red zone. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 10, so he'll have it first and goal from the 10. Keeping it is Nelson, and Nelson gets down to about the 5-yard line.
And number 4 is not on my chart, but he did a good job coming in there blocking.
And that's Mike Jones, who normally plays linebacker. He's coming in to play that running back position.
He's going out now. He must have lost his helmet, but I was proud of the way he went in there inside and blocked that middle linebacker.
And there's Jones going to the side. Got to get his helmet back on.
Second and goal. Leeds at the Moody 5.
You got to think that Connor Nelson's going to run the football here.
Ford and Dale in the backfield. Give it to Dale, and quickly wrapped up and brought down Bailey Abercrombie right there to bring him down.
That's a big play by Baylor Abercrombie. He comes all the way from the backside. If you watch him, he must have had a little twist inside there because he went all the way to the far side over there. Let's see where Bailey comes from. That's just a good play.
Yes.
You know, you look at Henry Smith and Abercrombie and Mallory, 3 really good players up front. There he is. Yeah. That's a good job by our cameras coming from the backside there. Abercrombie did a really good job. Great job, fellas.
And that will end the 3rd quarter. We're going to the 4th quarter. Abercrombie maybe a touchdown saving tackle, and they get a shutout on Leeds in the 3rd quarter. We go to the 4th quarter, and we'll see if Moody can hold on and exercise demons that go all the way back to 2009. Friday Night Rivals continues after the break. One of the traditions here at the Bill, they lower the flag at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Very patriotic. And everyone stands as they bring the flag down.
Well, I'm impressed with that. It's, used to coach at Banks in Birmingham with David Cutcliffe, and that was a thing that inner city Birmingham did in the early 80s.
Wow.
They did that. They brought that flag down. And that was, as a young coach, as the son of a United States Marine, that was impressive to me. And I like that. Anytime we can honor the greatest country in the world, I like it.
No doubt. Now the Moody cheerleaders are starting to feel it as we start the 4th quarter. 38-7. 3rd down and goal for Leeds. They were shut out in the 1st quarter and in the 3rd quarter. They've only been able to score once, and that was in the 2nd. Can they find their way into the end zone here in the 4th, or will this defense try to pitch a second half shutout? And right now, the officials are talking to both teams. And you really have to talk to them because right now, this is the time where it can get chippy.
That's right. That's right. And these officials have done a great job. They've kept everything in front of them and just done a great job managing this game.
And I think the officials are just trying to let everybody know.
Yep. And that's a good thing for officials to do.
Yes.
I really like that.
3rd down and 4. 3rd and goal. Nelson looking for a receiver, can't find, and he's going for the end zone. He stretches it out. Does he get in? Yes, he does. And a touchdown for the Greenwave, a Mr. Sparky touchdown.
That's a really good job by Connor Nelson, James. And as you watch this, you're going to see Connor Nelson. He really wanted to throw to the end zone to Dale. He wanted to weave his way out there. Dale get by that outside linebacker and just chunk it over to him. But instead, he chose to run that ball to the pylon, and he takes off and goes directly toward that pylon and did a great job with it.
Point after attempt. Whistle blows before the kick goes up. So it looks like we may have a re-kick. Oh, they lost the football right there. There it is.
I didn't see a call. Did you see a call?
No, they didn't make a call, but they're moving Leeds back. Illegal procedure.
Yeah. That happens a lot of times. They're trying to interlock those legs on the front. They'll move.
And the kick is up and good. And it was Connor Nelson from 4 yards out, able to dive in for the score. And it's 38-14, with Leeds having a huge mountain to climb and the Blue Devils trying to hold on. Stay tuned. Our fantastic crew meal was provided by Carpenetti's Pizzeria. Come join the family. Moody, Alabama, 640-6777. Carpenetti's Pizzeria. And they do have a food truck out here at the stadium, here at the Bill. And a lot of people are getting those calzones and pizza and pasta. People's Bank of Alabama kickoff. And right now, Moody has the ball with 11 minutes and 43 seconds to play. And we got some pushing and shoving going on. And now here come the flags. And we got a lot and more pushing and shoving. Player goes down.
Oh, boy.
And we still got some more pushing and shoving. And that's what the officials were trying to warn them about beforehand. So now the officials will have to try to decide who stays and who goes. But as they say, the Greenwave have dominated this series, but I think that everybody who has seen what Coach Gaines has put together here, the Blue Devils were on the rise.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but there's no reason for that to take place in high school football.
Correct.
And the coaches certainly did everything they could do, but once they run on the field, you know, they put themselves in jeopardy because somebody may come up and hit them.
Correct.
So, you know, this is where now the officials are getting together. As you know, if you're in a baseball game,
yeah,
when all this happens, the officials come together and they start writing numbers down.
Correct.
So that's what they're doing now. They're writing the numbers down, and there's going to be some ejections.
Yes.
And as there well should be. And this is something that the Alabama High School Athletic Association has stressed, is sportsmanship. And in a battle like this, there's these guys, they do everything together, as you well know, and they socialize together. Some of them go to church together.
Yes.
And then when they compete, there's a passion there for wanting to win.
Yes.
And when you're getting, you know, when you're getting beat, you know, you just, some things take place that you don't want to take place.
And here we go.
Dead ball, personal foul.
Personal foul.
Dead ball, personal foul.
And personal
Here,
foul.
those penalties all set. After that, we had dead ball, personal foul with an ejection.
And they have ejected.
Yeah.
Moody.
You know, and what I hate to see is I hate to see coaches hollering across the field at each other. And that's just not something that you want.
Correct.
And I hope we didn't have any of that, but you know, sometimes it happens.
Correct.
And that's right there.
Now coaches are talking to the officials, just trying to get explanations. And as they say, this is, you know, where your leadership has to take over.
Yeah, you're right.
And they got to make sure that they get the last 11 minutes done in this football game. Because as they say, this has always been a good spirited rivalry. It's never been a bitter rivalry.
Right.
But at the same time, it's been a heavily tilted toward Leeds for a number of years, and now the pendulum is starting to switch in favor of Coach Gaines and Moody. And for those Leeds players, losing is a hard thing to swallow.
Absolutely it is. Leeds has got a proud football tradition. And you know, you go back to Keith Etheridge, who's now the head football coach at Auburn High School, who I think has got the best high school football team in Alabama right now. But Keith Etheridge won state championships there. And boy, did they do a great job to bring in another state championship coach in Jerry. And so that's a proud community. And those players exemplify that pride.
Offsetting personal fouls on each team. Moody will take over first and 10 from their own 32.
So they did not eject anyone, according to the PA announcer.
Well, I think they ejected one of Leeds' players.
Yes,
That's the way
yes.
it looked to us, but we'll see.
So offsetting penalties for Johnston, and they're going to keep it on the ground. And a good carry there by Rutledge. And we still got some more pushing and shoving going on. And another flag has been thrown.
Yeah, and that's got to stop. That's got to stop. And there was a hold-in right here. Saw the flag coming in, and then there was some extracurricular activity after the whistle blew. So that's got to stop. And believe me, there's plenty of security on these sidelines.
Yes.
On both Moody sideline and Leeds sideline. And that's a wonderful thing to know that you've got security out here in a game like this.
First down and 20 now for the Blue Devils as the clock will start at the start of the play. Going to keep it on the ground. Cave carrying the football. And now it looks like we're getting back to regular football.
Yeah, and you know, these emotions are going to run the gamut, and they will, they'll subside. You know, the yeah stuff, the talk. Just play football, run the play, get back in the huddle. Let's play the next play.
Second down. Dozier on the little short pass, and he's able to get a lot of the penalty yards back to bring up a third and manageable. Should be about 3rd and 6 for the Blue Devils.
I really like what Reggie Franklin did there. Reggie Franklin, linebacker in there for Leeds. He goes and picks up that player and pats him on the fanny, and that's good on the bubble screen. And just a real simple play. And you know, let's just play football. Let's try not to get anybody hurt in the last 10 minutes of a game that's out of hand.
Still 4 wide receiver set. Cave in the block, and Johnson throws a long one, and Dozier just doesn't see it at all.
Well, he outran the ball. That's what.
Yes.
And that doesn't happen many times for Charlie Johnson. I mean, he's been Johnny on the spot on every one of his long throws.
So it looks like we'll have a punting situation. Golf coming in to handle the punting. And Nelson back deep for
You notice how now what Moody's doing, and I like what Jake's doing here. He's got a special teams coordinator, by the way. He doesn't have a bunch of offensive or defensive linemen in. He's got a bunch of secondary players in that are covering punts. That's a good
And whistle's blown the play dead. And it looks like they may have run out of the play clock.
Dead ball. False start.
That's a little movement.
And you notice this is the first time that Moody's punted, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And look who's back to receive the punt.
Yes. We all everything quarterback Connor Nelson.
Connor Nelson's back.
And he's going to Sanford. He's committed to Sanford.
Yeah.
He could play a number of positions for them.
He sure could. You know, and that's something Jerry and those guys put him out at receiver a couple of times. He returns punts. He's just an outstanding athlete.
And he can punt himself.
He can punt. He sure can. And he throws the ball pretty well, too. So.
Yes. Golf, and we got a stoppage of play again. .10:02 left to play here in regulation.
Encroachment on the offense.
And it pushes the offense back a little bit more.
Somebody's getting off the ball before the ball is snapped. That's all. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yes.
That's
no flag so far, and this one will now take a Greenwave bounce, and it's called dead, but great field position for Leeds at about the 43-yard line.
Well,
We'll take a break. We come back. 9:52 left to play. Moody up 38-14. They win now. First time since 2009 over Leeds. Stay tuned. A little bit over 9 minutes to play in regulation. Nelson now going to keep it. And he's trying to find some room to run and does. Dives forward for the first down, and they'll move the chains.
That's an RPO. That's a run-pass option. And what Connor Nelson's doing, he runs laterally to see if there's somebody open. Nobody's open. He runs the ball. And he picks up, what, maybe 6 yards there? Enough for a first down.
Enough for the first down. Moves the chains, and now they're into Moody territory. Nelson looking to throw, throws it long, looking for a receiver, and overthrows everyone. Incomplete. Intended for Gator.
You watch, excuse me for that. You watch his delivery. It just fell on its own. There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Second down and 10.
His delivery is a little, almost sidearm. And he's a lot like Phillip Rivers.
Yes, but Phillips is much taller.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. But, I mean, he's not up top, coming over the top.
But when you're as tall as Phillip Rivers, you can throw it underhanded and still go over somebody's head.
You're right. You're exactly right.
I'm out.
But he's got a strong arm. Boy, I'm really impressed with Connor Nelson.
Now, is Phillips still coaching in Alabama?
Coaching at St. Michael's right outside of Fairhope.
Okay. Yep. Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout. 8:22 left in regulation. And that's very rare to see when you have a quarterback of his stature, how many years he played in the league, to come all the way back to Alabama and decide to coach not at a big place, but at a small place.
Yeah, and his faith is mighty important to him. And he's his dad, Steve Rivers, was an outstanding coach here in Alabama, coached at Decatur and at Athens, then went to North Carolina when Phillip was at North Carolina State, coached there. And when Phillip played 17 years in the NFL, he decides he wants to come home. Well, he comes home to Alabama. And he builds a beautiful, he's got a spread in Fairhope.
Well, he needs one. He's got an army of kids.
He's got 10. That's exactly right. And but yeah.
And we want to send a special shout out to the King boys. And you see the scissor lift that you see up there in the end zone. That is provided by they move and get all of our heavy equipment to all of our sites. And we want to thank the King boys, towing and recovery, for all the help to make our broadcast possible.
I hope the King boys are on standby as we drive back to Mobile to our Spanish Fort tonight. Maybe the King boys, we might need them.
We hope you don't need them.
That's exactly right.
Indeed.
But I'm going to call you about 1 o'clock, see if you can get in touch if we need them.
We can. We can get in touch, and they'll make a move. Clock continues to run.
And I think a wise coach like Jerry Hood, he wants it to run.
Nelson's going to run it, and he gets hit and brought down. And that was a good open field tackle And that was Josh Willett, the junior defensive lineman.
And that's, you know, and Brandon Campbell, the defensive coordinator for Moody, is trying to move some players in, let some of these younger players play. I like that.
4th down, and the Greenwave's going to go for it. Nelson's going to throw it and finds a receiver into the end zone. Touchdown. Kate, oh yes, that was a great one. Big time number 10, Rylan Rose, his first touchdown of the day.
Yeah. Rylan Rose, a senior, just runs it. We just call it a garbage route, but really what it is a drive across center field. And what a great job that Connor Nelson did, finding Rose right there in the middle of the field. Great throw, too. Boys on the run. I think they'll go for 2 here.
38-20, another Mr. Sparky touchdown. And I think the Wave horn is going off over there. They brought the horn with them.
They're trying to get, I think, Grayson.
They're going to go for 2. Running out of time on the play clock, and they have run out, but Coach Hood is going to call timeout.
Timeout.
So they'll take the timeout rather than the penalty.
Well, that's mighty frustrating, I know, for Jerry. You know, you got a coach on the sideline that's trying to get all of his players organized over there, and that's and head coach is doing his job, and you got coaches trying to get players assembled, and it just didn't. They scored quickly, and that was a sudden impact score, and they weren't ready. So Jerry had to use a timeout. He certainly doesn't want to use a timeout this early in the 4th quarter.
And for Rose, that was his 2nd touchdown of the year. The Greenwave fans continue to have some fun. Uh-oh, they're doing a little tickling over there.
You know, and I think Brandon Campbell had some young players back in the secondary there, and Connor Nelson just happened to find Rose coming right across on that drag route.
Now they're ready to go for 2. Direct snap and reverse it.
Pass.
Pass and give it back to Nelson for the score. Great job by the Greenwave in executing the 2-point play.
I like that. I like that a lot. And now I would think that you're going to see Jake Gaines and Moody really milk that clock now, because with only 1 timeout left for Leeds, their job, what Moody's thinking now is they want to run every second they can run off of that clock, not give these guys another chance to get the football. And you're gonna have an onside kick, I'm sure, here.
Great play there. Let's go to our Thursday and Friday night Rivals highlights from around the country.
Thursday night lights and Friday night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Gonna throw it, little fade, caught, touchdown! Xavier Smith. He goes right over the defender and makes a play. What do they call that? You got mossed?
Wants to hold. They give it to Sheptak. He's flush, but he's got a lot of speed. Can he get the corner? He dives, and he is in. Forced touchdown by Bo Sheptak, diving into the end zone, and Danville takes back the lead.
Yep, they send it backer. Complete to Rios. He'll get the first down and more. Trying to hurdle a guy who has to go down at the 31-yard line.
Furcus hit as he's throwing. Ball tipped and intercepted. Excellent job defensively by Iosencio. Eric Iosencio, the sophomore.
This young man coming out to the field right now is Jackson Maynard. He is suffering from Duchenne's syndrome. His family has established the Little Hercules Foundation, which is something that helps the young man and raises awareness for what he is battling all across the country. And there he has the football, and Jackson Maynard is heading towards the end zone tonight. and a very special touchdown. A lot of points will be scored during the season in games, but none bigger than that one right there. Touchdown, Jackson Maynard.
Air Experts, the experts on local HVAC systems, will have an incredible deal for you. Right now, you can upgrade to a newer energy-saving system, get a free one-year maintenance plan, and save $300. Don't miss out on this offer, only from Air Experts. Get all the details by calling Air Experts at 205-882-4342. Onside kick. Leeds thinks they have it, but it looks like Moody is also saying they may have it, but it looks like it'll be Moody football. Caleb Goff and company right there to save it. Vanderbilt with a good one and hits off of Goff, and it goes back to him.
Yeah, and you're going to see Moody put that first offensive line back in there, and you're going to see Jackson Randall and Smith and King and Huckabee and Myers.
And here comes Bravis Cave. Cave on the carry.
That's the way you tackle those big guys. You notice right there, and I'm trying to make sure I'm sure of who made that tackle, but I think it was Dorian Hunter. But Hunter comes up, tackles him low from the knees down, and brings Cave down. Good tackle there by Mr. Hunter.
You get lower than he can.
Absolutely. It's the only chance you got.
Yeah.
I mean,
second down and short. Clock continues to run, approaching 6 minutes. Johnston going to keep it, and he's going to slide, staying inbounds.
He did a smart thing. You notice he started sliding before he got out of bounds, and that way the clock continues to run.
Correct.
I like these two quarterbacks. I'm going to tell you, I'm really impressed with both Charlie Johnson and Connor Nelson. They've both just displayed just tremendous, tremendous character and pride in the way they run their team. And I really, really appreciate their effort and the way they play the game.
A little bit over 5 minutes to play. Give it to Cave. Cave's going to try to find some room to run. Second, third effort. Gets it back to the 45-yard line to bring up a fourth down.
Well, and I'd be surprised if, it's going to be fourth and about 7 or 8. They may try to draw them off sides. I'd be surprised if Jake doesn't call timeout here and punt the ball. Let the clock run all the way down maybe and just punt the ball. I wouldn't give it to 2 scores down. I certainly wouldn't give them to them at the 50-yard line.
Less than 10 seconds on the play clock. Still trying to draw them off sides, and now they'll take the penalty, or unless they called the timeout, which they did, an Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout.
They got 40 seconds off the clock, just about.
Calling all students, hurry to your local Whataburger on Asheville Road after the Leeds Moody football game tonight. The first 100 students to show their student ID will receive a free honey butter chicken biscuit, dine-in only, no purchase necessary. Whataburger. And they're up all night, but remember, it's the first 100 students that show their ID. And you see the cheerleaders and Dan's team. And now for Coach Gaines and the Blue Devils. Interesting call here on fourth down. Do they kick it or do they go for it?
No, I think they're going to kick it. I don't think there's any doubt they're going to kick it. You'll put Goff back in punt formation, and you got Nelson back here to punt to catch it. But he should put the heels of his feet on the 10-yard line, but he goes inside the 10, that's unusual. Kick it out of bounds.
And it's going to take a even bounce and bounce inside the 20 down to about the 12-yard line with 4:12 left to play in regulation. 4 minutes and 12 seconds from the Blue Devils of Moody getting their first win over this team since 2009. And next week we'll go on the road down I-20 the other way over to Oxford. They have some wonderful new facilities, indoor practice facility and other things going on, but they take on the reigning 6A champion Clay Chalkville.
And Sam Adams just recently named the head coach of the South team in the Alabama North-South game to be played in Mobile at Hancock-Whitney Stadium on December the 13th. And congratulations to Sam, one of the outstanding high school coaches in our state, and he's done a wonderful job there with the Oxford Yellow Jackets. And it'll be fun to go watch them play next week.
No doubt about it. We'll be there, and the fans of the Yellow Jackets and also Clay Chalkville will be in the house. That'll be a big matchup.
Oh, it will. It'll be a big one. And boy, you talking about some rabid fans. People in Oxford love their football team.
Yes, they do. Gaither on the reception. Clock continues to run, less than 4 minutes to play. Nelson getting some pressure. He gets hit. And now it's Barack Willis who said hello to him.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, Barack Willis is a heck of a football player. He's a sophomore. I'm sorry, he's not. He is a super sophomore. He's 6'4", 235, already an Alabama commit. And I'm going to tell you, when he starts coming at you, you better let that red, whatever it is that the bullfighters have, you better let, if he's coming at you, you better wave that red towel or something, because he's going to hit you.
And he's still growing.
He is. He's a good-looking kid. He really is.
Blue Devil fans are starting to feel it as Nelson continues to run. Clock continues to grind. And Nelson's able to get a first down and continue to move the chains. Another University of Alabama first down. At the University of Alabama, we don't chase success, we define it. Learn more at legends.ua.edu. On first down, running again, keeping it on the ground is Nelson. And Nelson slow to get up because he's been battered and bruised. Now he's limping a little bit.
They're running the quarterback load. They're putting two backs in the backfield, and they're just loading on that defensive end and the linebacker. And Connor's just running right behind them over on that right side.
Second down now with about 5 yards to go for the first. And officials blow the play dead.
Delay a game.
Delay a game?
On offense.
That's the play clock ran out on.
Yes, it did. Push him back. It'll be second down.
Penalty is 5 yards. Bring up 2nd and 9.
Now second and long for the Greenwave. Willis bringing the heat, and the ball was tipped, almost intercepted. He just wanted to make sure that Willis wasn't going to get anywhere close to him. And Abercrombie right there on the pursuit.
I'll tell you, when you got Big Bailey Abercrombie coming at you, I'm going to tell you, this is an outstanding football team. And when they get off the bus, they scare you. They're just a good-looking bunch of kids.
Third down and 9, quick pass, and reception made by Gator.
It's going to be about a yard short. Gator just did a little circle route, and made a really good catch. You know who's going to run this football.
And play will stop. Looks like we may have a timeout.
Timeout.
Because it is 4th down and 1. Timeout called by Moody.
Yeah.
So now the fans at Moody, they can dance a little bit because now they can say, finally, we've gotten the wave off of our back.
Well, you got two proud communities here in Leeds and Moody, and you got two really outstanding football coaches, one an old wily veteran in Jerry Hood and a young up-and-coming coach in Jake Gaines. And, you know, Jake and them played probably one of the best teams in the Southeast early in the season when they played Josh Niblitt's Gainesville team.
Yes.
You know, I think that really prepared them for what they're, there you jump.
Now the cowbells of the Blue Devils are starting to make themselves known.
Now they put 11 people up on the line of scrimmage too.
4th and 1, trying to get a stop, but they can't stop Nelson and that quarterback Keith. And he moves the chains, and another University of Alabama first down. And for the Greenwave, that is a statement in itself on that play.
Absolutely it is. And I mean, they put 11 men, Moody put 11 men up on the line of scrimmage, and they found a way to make 3 yards to get a first down. That says a lot for that offensive line and those running backs to block like that for Connor Nelson.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Nelson looking to throw, trying to find Gator. Gator, can he run under it? No, he can't.
But I like the throw. He put it up in the air and gave Gator a chance to go get it. That fastest player on the Greenwave team, and really he broke by the defender. He just couldn't catch up to the ball.
Clock stops with 1:52 left to play. Leeds needs to strike early and often in this last less than 2 minutes of the game if they want to have a shot. But right now, they may be playing for pride.
Well, and I think they're both playing for a lot of pride right now.
Nelson throwing catch, finds Ford, and Ford's able to get some yards.
That's going to stop the clock, too. So.
1:44 left to play. And for Grayson Ford, that's just his 6th reception of the year.
Outstanding young man, too. You look at Grayson Ford, and he's done everything for these guys tonight. Run the ball, catch the ball, and make some really good blocks.
3rd down. Nelson. He found someone, and then the receiver had to pay the price because Golf was right there. Or check that wasn't Golf. That was Marshall Telefilo right there to make him pay the price.
Man, I want to tell you something else. You see the good sportsmanship right there by Telefilo, and see, I love that. I love when kids. And I know a lot of coaches don't want you to pick the other player up off the field, but I like that, especially in a heated game like this.
4th down, and it looks like the defense will hold.
Yeah.
Greenwave just 1 yard short, as now the celebration can start to begin for the Blue Devils. And yes, it is. It'll be 1st down, and you can hear the crowd roar. And the celebration began for Moody.
This is really a big win for Moody, guys. I'm going to tell you, people across the state of Alabama don't know about all the rivalries. You know, you don't know about the rivalries in the South. You don't know about the rivalries in the central part. But you people up here in the northern part of Alabama, this is a huge, huge rivalry and a big win for this Moody football program.
Keeping it on the ground is Cave. Cave's got some room to run. Here comes Cave.
And that was
Brothers Cave on the carry.
And Gator
makes the tackle, playing both ways. Another University of Alabama 1st down.
Now what I'd like to see young Jake Gaines do is I'd like to see him take a knee. Take a knee. Take a knee, go to victory formation, and take a knee. And that's a classy move, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Not since 2009 as they've been able to have the victory formation. Charlie Johnston is going to hike the ball and kneel it. let the clock continue to run. He may have to do it one more time. And for the Moody alumni, for the Moody former players and current players, this is a huge victory. Regardless of how much talent they've signed, how many improvements they've made to their facilities, how many fans they've brought out, they haven't been able to beat this team. And now Charlie Johnson and the rest of the Blue Devils, with one kneel, they can say that they've finally beaten the team across the bridge. And the Battle of the Bridge now will go in favor of the Moody Blue Devils.
Well played game by the guys in gold, I can tell you that. But there is never a quit, never a quit. You watch Connor Nelson and those guys at Leeds, they kept on keeping on. And that is indicative of a Jerry Hood football team. And guys, you see it one of the great older coaches, and you're seeing one of the great young coaches in our state. And I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a lot of good nights here for the Moody Blue Devils with this coaching staff and with these players. I can tell you, it's a great win for them, but also it's a great test for the Leeds Greenwave. And those guys never gave up and had fight all night in them. And so it's a privilege to call a game of this magnitude between these two powers.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll have the post-game interviews and the trophy for Friday Night Rivals. Yes, fireworks and all of that as Moody Blue Devils, for the first time since 2009, defeat their cross-the-bridge rival, the Greenwave of Leeds, 38-22. And here at the Bill, 38-22, your final. Moody Blue Devils, first time since 2009 that they've defeated their cross-the-bridge rival, the Leeds Greenwave. And this is a huge game, not only for bragging rights, but also for region first-place supremacy here in Class 5A. James Red along with Rick Cleveland. And Rick, what we saw was really an example of how potent Moody's offense can be when it's clicking.
Well, there's no question about it. Charlie Johnson was just exemplary tonight, and he threw the ball as well as any quarterback we've seen all year. I mean that. He directed that offense. He hit his secondary receivers and really just did a wonderful job. On the other hand, Connor Nelson was just about as good as he could be as well. So, you know, you just have two really good football teams, and when they go, there's got to be one winner and one loser. And in this particular game, Moody was just the better football team. And, boy, hats off to both of these coaching staffs. A great, great game and a great win for Moody.
And they were able to get the win, but they still have a long road to go because they're trying to win a state title, and they've got a lot of great teams that can stand in their way.
Well, let me tell you, there's a lot of great football teams in 5A football.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of them. And, you know, we always talk about 7A, and there's a lot of great football teams in 7A. But 5A and 6A are as competitive as any league we've got in this state.
No doubt about it, and we're almost ready to go to our post game, and Austin Pratt is getting everybody ready, and here he is now with head coach Jake Gaines.
Coach, great win here today, a dominating win in a rivalry game. How big was this? How big is this moment?
It's big. You know, I'm really proud of our guys. We played really hard. We did not play well in the second half, but overall I thought we physically won the game, and we did enough in the first half to set us up for this win. And this is a big win for our community, more for them than for us. Second one in school history, and I said it a long time ago, we're building something special. And we're going to continue to build and grow. Next week, though, is an even bigger one because it secures the first region championship since 2004, so 20 years in the making. And so we're going to go and get ready, get recovered tomorrow, and Sunday we're back at it.
And the first win since 2009 in this rivalry. How big is it for some of these guys here that have obviously not experienced that win? How does it affect the team going forward, kind of having this momentum and this win here today?
Yeah, you know, I feel like we've played some good games for us in the past 2 years, but for us to get over this hump, it's a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. It's not an athletic thing. It was a mental thing where we found a way to lose at the end of those 2 games, and tonight we didn't. We did the opposite. We found a way to win, and shout out to Brandon Wiley for getting that other win in 2009. Our special teams coordinator and our GSD does everything for us, so glad to join him in the ranks, you know, beating Leeds, I guess we can say that. But no, we're face the opponent. We're on to the next one already.
Well, at this time, I'm going to present you with our Crown Trophy from Crown Trophy of Pelham. That's for winning this Friday Night Rivals game. If I can get... And then I'm going to grab Charlie Johnston here. Charlie, you're our Whataburger player of the game. A huge win here today. Tell me a little bit about what's going through your mind right now as you're here with your teem and your boys.
Yeah, I'm proud of our team and how we all played and how we executed. Proud of how we executed our assignments and how the team, all 3 phases went really well. And obviously, you know, that second half was not our standard, but, you know, we're going to make corrections and we're going to learn from it, and we're moving on to next week. So just proud of our team, and all glory to God.
And how good does it feel to be in this moment right here, right now, with a win over Leeds, one of the few in school history? How good does it feel to be a part of that history?
It's a great feeling. It really is. And, I mean, I wouldn't want to rather do it with any other group of guys here. This is a brotherhood, and I have so much fun with them, and this was a great game. I'll remember it for a while. So,
what's next for Moody?
Just got to keep moving, got to keep rolling. Next week, 1-0 every week.
Thank you very much, Charlie. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Congratulations to Charlie Johnston and to Coach Jake Gaines and the rest of the Blue Devil family for getting this win. Only the second time in school history that they've done that. And for Charlie Johnston, he did it using his legs, Coach, but also throwing the football.
He's got a great throwing action. He really did a great job getting the ball to Dozier there twice in the first half on perfectly thrown passes and well-executed plays, and he ran the ball extremely well as well. So just a well-played game by the entire Moody Blue Devil team.
No doubt about it. And now it's time for our Whataburger What a Play of the Game. Whataburger What a Play of the Game. Make sure you go to the Whataburger app. And this is LaCameron Meadows, who had a long touchdown run, 50 yards, and he was off to the races, Coach.
He sure was. He tried to go up in that C gap, and he broke it to the outside, and he was off. He was gone. Wasn't anybody going to catch Mr. Meadows tonight.
Galloping into the end zone, LaCameron Meadows, our Whataburger What a Play of the Game, 50-yard touchdown run. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to the rest of the Blue Devils and the Moody High alumni and students. And remember, make sure you watch us next Friday, October 18th, 7 p.m. as we go down the other side of I-20 East to Oxford High, as the Yellow Jackets will take on the reigning state champions in Class 6A, Clay Chalkville. Should be a barn burner of a game. And for all of our production staff, for Austin Pratt, for Rick Cleveland, I'm James Barrett. We bid you good night from the Bill Morris Stadium as the Moody Blue Devils defeat the Greenwave of Leeds 38-22, only the second time in school history. And this is something that this senior class will never forget. Good night, everyone.